Hi, my name is Kate Novian, and I am so excited to get started with the Optavia program today. I have a lot of reasons for doing this, for trying a new health journey, and not just trying it, but committing to it and doing it right, doing it exactly by the book. And I hope to guide you and bring you along on my journey. So to give you an idea, one of the things that the Optavia coach ask that I do before I actually start this is to make a list of the whys, the reasons that I'm doing this, because there are reasons, and it's not just because, hey, I've got some weight to lose. It has a lot to do with self-esteem. It has a lot to do with health in general. Because when you have excess weight on your body, it does some very negative things, not only to your heart and your lungs and your kidneys and your liver and every other internal organ, but it also does a really big problem for your joints. So my coach told me, and I do believe this, that for every 10 pounds of being overweight that you're actually putting 100 pounds of pressure on your joints. I was a dancer for a very long time, and so my knees and ankles are already damaged because of the training that I did and the accidents that occurred while I was dancing. But that being said, I find that it's much harder for me today at 34 years of age to walk on a pair of high heels without breaking the heel. And I don't mean snapping the heel off. I mean, the little rubber part at the bottom ends up getting worn through by the shoe nail because I'm putting so much pressure on it that the nail actually pushes through that rubber piece. And I've ruined a lot of pairs of shoes that way. So that's kind of a silly reason, but there is that. My joints hurt if I put too much strain on them. One of the previous ways that I tried improving my journey toward health was to go to the gym. And for about a year, I was going to the gym, a year and a half actually. I was going to the gym 4 days a week and working out for about 2 hours a day doing that. I did not see significant improvements in my health or my weight during that journey because I was gaining muscle mass, but not losing any of the fat. I believe that the Optavia journey is going to help me by putting me in that state of fat burn in a gentle way that doesn't shock my body, doesn't cause it to go into starvation mode and hold on to every little bit of stuff that I eat. And it'll also help me make better choices as I live my day. So this is my unboxing video for y'all. So we're going to see what my Optavia coach has chosen for me this first round of go around. They are helping me by choosing what's in my first box and based on talking to me about the things that I like. One of the encouragements I have from the community is that I'm hearing how much people actually like these fuelings, these snacks that are provided. In the 5-in-1 plan, you have 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green meal, which is one that you either prepare yourself, or if you live like I do, you end up eating out more often than you probably should. So they have guides for that too. So I love that. So let's take a look at the box. Before that, I'll kind of give you a before image of myself and let you see the weight that I currently am carrying around. And we'll see as I update these videos about how that weight loss happens, the progression, and hopefully in a couple of months I'll have a very different picture to present to you. So this is me. So currently I weigh about 225 pounds, give or take depending on morning or evening. But overall it's about 225 pounds that I'm putting on my joints. I should be closer to 150 or 160 at the high end. And so for someone who's only 5'3", to be carrying around that weight puts a lot of pressure on my joints, puts a lot of strain on my health. So looking at me like this, not that easy to see. Looking at me like this is a little bit easier to see where I've got to lose that. I do carry my weight in my gut. I don't really carry it on my bottom as much, but I do carry it on my hips. I carry it on my thighs. I carry it on my arms, and on my chest. And none of those are healthy things. When you carry your weight close to your heart, you're putting a lot of strain on your heart. And so that is definitely something I have to lose. I don't want to look like I'm pregnant anymore because I've never been pregnant. So let's take a look in the box. After all, that's why you're watching this video, right? So let's dive into this bad boy. This is the Optavia box that was on my porch. It looks like it was very well packed. Oh, look, even the tape has the Optavia branding on it. At the top of the box, when you first open it, it actually has something really cool. It says, I'll take some pictures of this so you can see it better, but it says, "Shape your destiny, your bigger life is waiting." This is already encouraging. With any Optavia box, the first time you get it, you're going to get the blender bottle, which is always a good thing. I have a couple of these from previous years, but they're really kind of big. And when you're trying to mix something that only requires 8 ounces of water in a big old 30 ounce or 20 ounce container, the protein powder doesn't mix in well. It gets stuck to the sides, it gets stuck to the lid, and the blender can't really do its job. So the fact that this is a nice, small, compact bottle is helpful, and I know I'll be using it. In addition to the blender bottle, Optavia provides some educational materials and guides to help you along your way. So the first one that I'm pulling out, the smallest one, is the Optavia guide. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see this. Check my finder here. All right, so here we go. This is the Optavia guide. And in this guide, you have daily support, information on how you're going to be engaging with your coach, 6 steps to optimal health, and information on the optimal weight 5-in-1 plan, and what a lean and green meal is, always a very important thing to pay attention to. And then the optimal health 3-in-3 plan, which is what you will transition to when you have reached your ideal weight or your goal weight. So there are also additional resources and support in here. There's information about Optavia 30, and then there's a guide that walks you through your weeks. So I have already read most of these articles online. They are available. If you search around, you can find them in PDF format, and I've already saved them to my phone as a file so that I have access to them no matter where I am, even if I've completely forgotten to carry my guide with me, which, knowing myself, is quite possible. So you have the 6 steps to optimal health, and we'll go through these a little bit better in the future. The 5-in-1 plan. This is a breakdown of what I explained, that you're going to be having 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green. This is an explanation of what a lean and green meal is. And on the next 2 pages, you have information about what you do for your lean, what you do for your green. And if you stick to this, the results are, I've been told, much, much better than if you deviate from it. So let's take a look toward the back here. I know I'm skipping around, but I have read most of this. And here is the journal, and I look forward to this. So this journal in the back gives you information each week to kind of focus on. So, proof on my joints, I'm having trouble kneeling here. So habits of healthy eating, healthy weight management, drink 1 extra glass of water a day, start the plan, eat 5 or 6 small meals per day, then drink 1 more glass of water per day than you currently do. Whether in the morning with the fueling or in the evening, just 1 additional glass can be a big win. Staying hydrated is essential to health and helps fight food cravings. Today and this week, focus on drinking 1 additional glass of water each day. So it's gonna give me every week a goal to achieve, a habit to practice that will let me focus on one smaller part of it. And then you have a list of your journal, talking about the fuelings, talking about the lean and greens. You have the opportunity to put in what it is that you ate. And I plan on using this guide and actually putting an asterisk by the things I liked and putting an X by the things that I do not like, so that I can better plan in the future for my next box. So let's see what's in the actual box in addition to this. There are 2 books that come with the Optavia guide, which are by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He is the doctor who helps with this, I think. I think he's the one that developed it. I'll get more information on that. So we're going to be reading through these and learning more, not just about how to lose weight with the help of the products, but how to keep it off, how to maintain a healthy life, which is why this is a health journey and not just a diet. I hate the word diet. Diet makes it sound like I'm being forced to do something I don't want to do. So here are the fuelings that were chosen for me. First thing I pull out is a Caramel Delight Crisp Bar. The Caramel Delight Crisp Bar looks like it has caramel on it, and it looks like it has chocolate on it actually. We'll see. But it looks like it's maybe not the dense type of bar that you get in a lot of the Quest bars and things like that. So we'll see. Looks like it's a pretty decent thing. There are 7 in the box, so we'll give those a try. Next up is a Campfire S'mores Crisp Bar. This looks like a granola bar, actually. So I like granola bars, and I really enjoy eating them, so this should be pretty easy for me. I'll tell you one thing I was curious about when I was looking into this program is how small are these things? You know, if I'm eating 5 of them a day, I don't imagine they're like the size of a candy bar, but let's see. Oh, they're actually not that small. They remind me of the same size, basically the same size as one of the granola bars, chewy, crispy bars you get at, you know, from like the CVS or the HEB or whatever. I am from San Antonio. You'll hear me talk about HEB, but it doesn't look like it's that big, so or that small, so it should be actually pretty filling. Probably about 5-6 bites. Normal Katie bites. Okay. Ooh, this looks fancy. Chocolate cherry ganache bar. Looks like they're about the same size. It says it has dried cherries, pomegranate, and chia seeds. So I like all those things, so that should be helpful. And we have the creamy double peanut butter crisp bar. And again, it looks more like one of the Rice Krispie bars or the granola bars than it does like a protein bar. So it looks kind of like candy, honestly. Let's see. Honey chili cranberry nut bar with flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and almonds. Again, all things I like. I'm curious about the honey chili cranberry. That sounds like it would be a good flavor combination. And maybe something a little outside of the normal. So maybe when I'm not wanting something quite so extremely sweet. Although honey can be rather sweet itself, so we'll see. Decadent double chocolate brownie. And I will tell you, I've been told that these are addictive, so I am really hoping that they're as good as people are telling me. And again, I've been wondering how big these things are. I know they come with little ramekins, which should give me a sense. So yeah, this is the ramekin, and it will basically fill this. It's a little bit bigger than my palm, honestly, so it's a pretty good size brownie. Kind of looks like the size of, well, like, I don't know, like about the size of a brownie I might get at like the cash register at Which Wich, honestly. It's pretty big. So I will definitely have to have time to eat these for that to be my choice. Now, if you can't tell, the holidays are here, so there's going to be lots of sweets out, and I am a sweets fanatic. My dad used to say, the great thing about you is you love fruits and vegetables. The bad thing about you is you like sugar. So I'm thinking it might be really easy on Christmas Day, because yes, I am insane and starting this at Christmas. It might be good for me to keep one of these for Christmas Day, so that when my family is eating Christmas cookies for dessert, I can have one of these, still enjoy dessert with them, and just, you know, do it that way. So I think these will be very useful for those types of situations, where the bars may be more useful at, say, work, when I really just need to eat something fast and move on. So we'll see, but I'll let you know after Christmas how these taste. Let's see, I'm gonna put this over here, squinch these over. There's a lot in this box. So far we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars and a brownie. Here's another box. This is a similar size. It is a chewy chocolate chip cookie. Definitely going on my list for things to try in the next 24 hours, definitely. This may be the first thing I try, because anything that defines itself as a cookie is all right in my book. Hopefully it turns out good. Okay, another bar. This one is a Drizzle chocolate fudge crisp bar, and it actually looks like the crispy parts look like the chocolate Rice Krispies. So not just drizzled in chocolate, but it actually looks like the chocolate Rice Krispies. So that might be really good. We'll see. I'm encouraged. None of this looks like food that I would grudgingly stuff in my mouth. Some of the things I ate on the Advocare diet, the textures were really not pleasing, and they had a weird aftertaste, so I'm hoping they don't have those things. Okay, now we get something that's not a dessert thing or a bar. It is a rustic tomato and herb penne. The picture on the box looks really yummy. I've heard quite a few people tell me that this doesn't quite turn out the way you expect it to, but I've been told that the best thing to do with this is to break it up and in a food processor and process it down to like a flour texture, to roll it out really, really thin after putting the water in it, and to actually bake it and it kind of turns into chips. So I can see this being something I can do in place of a snack at like when we're watching a movie at home, instead of eating a bag of popcorn loaded with butter. So there we go. We'll see. I'll let you know what I do with it. Maybe I'll make it normal the first time just to see what it's like. Ah, another bar. Ooh. I don't know, this one might make it on my first list too. Frosted Cinnamon Spice Crisp. And again, it's got the Rice Krispie texture, but it looks like this one is drizzled in like a yogurt or a white chocolate or something. I'm guessing that's the frosting. And well, my family is having cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning, so when my family is having cinnamon rolls, I can have a cinnamon spice crisp. And I'm still in line with what my family is doing. So that would be a great thing. There are two sets of designs on the boxes here. There's the ones with the blue caps, and there's the fancier looking gourmet ones that remind me of the gourmet boxes that you get on, if you've been on a Southwest flight lately or an American flight, and you get the little box that has the chips and dip and stuff in them, that they try to dress up and make it look like you're getting something really special. So that's actually what these two boxes remind me of. And I think it's because those are part of the select line of products, and I think these are the part of the classic products. So I'd have to look up for essential products maybe. I need to look and see. I think it is the essentials, not the classics, because I think some of the classic things are the old Medifast products. If you weren't aware, the Optavia brand was originally Medifast, and then it became Take Shape for Life, and then it rebranded itself into Optavia. One of the main reasons being because Medifast was going into Asia, and they had to rebrand because there's already a company in Asia called Medifast that is actually an insurance provider. And so they didn't want any confusion on that, and so they rebranded. Although I actually like Optavia better because it means optimal life or best life, and I think that's a great message to get across. So kudos to them for coming up with a cool name. Okay, breakfast, golden chocolate chip pancakes. I love pancakes, I love waffles, I love chocolate chips. I have a feeling this is going to be my friend. So again, very encouraging. I'm gonna put this down here because to me that seems like it would be a good meal itself. Okay, this I'm not too sure about. I have had protein shakes many times in my life. I am not a fan of protein shakes, but this one is a Silky peanut butter shake, and I am curious to see what it tastes like and whether it has that metallic aftertaste or not, or what it tastes like. But I am going to give it a shot. I'm not going to completely ignore the possibility of me liking it. I can see where having a drink possibility is good, especially if I'm at a meeting or something where I can't bring a candy bar into my board meeting, but it's time for me to eat. I can make a shake, and no one's gonna think twice about that being on my on the table. It might look a little weird if my alarm goes off and I'm like, oh, sorry guys, we'll get back to the minutes in a minute. I just gotta eat this candy bar real quick. I think that wouldn't go over real great. So I can see the value in having a drink. We'll see what it tastes like. Okay, what is this? Spinach, pesto, mac and cheese with basil and a blend of Parmesan and Romano cheese. Okay, I'm thinking this will be similar to the penne over there, that I may make chips out of it, but I also love pasta, and I really love basil and Parmesan and Romano, and heck, maybe I'll like this. Maybe it won't be choking down food. So let's see how I can do this. I'm gonna move the blender bottle over here. There we go. And I'll give you a close-up of all these boxes in a moment. Okay, the next one is a cinnamon cream cheese swirl cake with Indonesian cinnamon. Cinnamon, happiness. I don't know, maybe I should do these instead of the cinnamon rolls for Christmas breakfast. We'll see which one I do. I'll keep you informed. I want to put this over with the cookie and the brownie because to me they kind of are the same type of thing. There we go. Now we get into some larger boxes down here, but it looks like I've got 3 smaller ones, so I'm going to pull them out first. Caramel macchiato shake, so yet another shake. I will have to see how that goes. I have been told that you can use this as creamer in your coffee, so that I might do. We'll see how that does. Old-fashioned maple and brown sugar oatmeal. This seems like it would be good for a morning when I actually want breakfast. I will admit that that's rare, so we'll see whether I actually use these or not, or if I end up just fitting them in when I'm waiting for my new box, or I'm not sure. We'll see. My husband's an oatmeal person though, so he might actually enjoy that. All right, Frothy Cappuccino Boost. What makes it a boost? It says, from your very first sip, our Frothy Cappuccino Boost delivers the perfect kick to make your day great. Made with real coffee, each serving gives you a taste of a rich coffeehouse treat, high in proteins, full of essential vitamins and minerals, and made with natural sweeteners. So it's caffeine. Hello, caffeine. Katie happy. Hopefully this tastes as good as it looks. Because again, me and shakes, not so much, but I do like myself a cappuccino in the morning. Okay, Indonesian cinnamon and honey hot cereal with chia seeds from Bolivia, quinoa, and whole grain barley. So I'm thinking hot cereal and oatmeal are kind of interchangeable terms in my lexicon. We'll see what makes this different from oatmeal. Maybe it's a little looser, not sure. It says it's very fragrant. It says explore your possibilities with a delicious and fragrant bowl of Indonesian cinnamon and honey hot cereal. Explore your possibilities, or sorry, I just read that. The warming spice of Indonesian cinnamon and the delicate sweetness of honey make this the perfect start to whatever lies ahead. High in ALA omega-3 fatty acids. That makes me happy because omega-3s are extremely necessary for brain health. And one of the things that happens if you don't get enough omega-3s in your diet is that you get cloudy thinking. And some of the diets I've been on in the past, you get that brain fog where you're just not mentally functioning to the highest capacity. And omega-3s are really what you need to replace that. I would much rather have it in my food than take a fish pill, which is what I've done in the past. So fish oil pills are very nasty tasting and they have this aftertaste that just does not go away. So if it's in my food, maybe I won't notice the fishy flavor, or maybe it won't even be there. I'll let you know, but supporting brain health is a very important thing to me, especially because my husband is a mental health provider, and so brain health is like, it's a focus of our lives. Okay, the next 4 boxes in here are much larger, and it's because they're snacks. They're not powdery things, they're actually pre-made and they're grab and go. So jalapeno cheddar poppers. These kind of look like the cheese puffs, like the little round cheese puffs, except they're a little more brown than orange, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it says it is jalapeno cheddar, so I'm cautiously optimistic. Sit up there. Next up is Cinnamon Crunchios cereal. Cereal makes me happy. Now I'm curious how I'm supposed to eat these if I'm trying to keep away from the milk. This is a fueling and I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I will find out from my health coach. If nothing else, I'm thinking a bag of these at a football game might be good, or any other place where I might be going where there's concessions. I'm thinking this might be an easy replacement to the concessions. We're going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra tomorrow night, so maybe I'll take those. So there's the Crunchios. This one is Zesty, Cheddar, and Italian Herb Crunchers. These actually look like Cheetos, except that they're brown instead of orange, which again can be a good thing. Orange is not a natural color for food, so they have to put a lot of, a ton of coloring in there. And it looks like the coloring in this is coming primarily from paprika, which is naturally this rich orangey brown color. Looks like there may be some other things too. What I'm liking is that I can read the ingredients on this. There's not a whole lot on here that I go, what is that? There's some things like, you know, whey that I would expect to be in these, but no extremely long, funky, you know, craziness going on. So, cheddar and herb. Okay. And last but not least, oh, actually there's a couple more documents in here, but last but not least, and for the food, is the cinnamon sugar sticks. I'm gonna have to keep these away from my husband. They look kind of like cinnamon sugar pretzels, maybe? But they look like they would be really good. And again, these types of things, the poppers, the sticks, they seem like things that would be really good replacements to concessions at like my son's games. My son's in the marching band, and thankfully they're done this year, but I am looking at this long term, so maybe next year these things will be useful instead of some of those concessions. So yeah, that's what's in my box. Let's see. Okay, the last couple of things in here, the packing slip, and welcome to Optavia. It looks like 2 little cards here. One of them has 5 successful tips, or tips for our most successful clients. So this seems like something that would be good to know. Why it succeeds. It succeeds because we incorporate healthy habits in everything we do. So it is more than just the food, although that's a big part of it. It has to do with nutrition and sleep and movement and hydration. So it is looking at full health, life health. And if you ever follow my blog, Lifeworthy, you know I'm all about balancing your life and getting everything balanced. Study after study shows that support and guidance increases your chances for success in reaching your optimal weight. Optavia is not just the products, it is the coaching system. It is a connection system. And what we know for any habit is that the more support you can get, the more community connection you can get, the more likely your chances are at succeeding. And that's with any habit. So the fact that they're building this in as tightly as they do, between Facebook page and conversations with your coach and them actually helping you. I mean, my coaches have already answered some of my questions before I even purchased the product. And then after I made my order, I still had questions, and then I've texted them and they've responded, and it's been really great to have those responses. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be helpful. This one is it's a kickoff card. It says, kick off your journey the night before. So helping you get through your first day, which this is what I'm going to be doing in another video a little bit later, once I've actually gotten ready for this. So my next video will be about how I'm going to organize all this stuff so that I don't have a ton of boxes laying around. Because as you will find, I'm a little OCD when it comes to my kitchen. I do not like things being scattered or clumped together or cluttered. So I'm going to look in my cabinets and see what I have and see how I'm going to organize it, and then I'll get back with you. So this is my first box. Let's give this a try.